Right then, everybody, isn't this a very bright and sunny day? Like, look at this. The other day that I went to CEX, I was talking about how it looks like Silent Hill outside. Now it looks like I'm going to go burn my eyes out. But we're going to CEX again. I've got nothing on in there that I'm specifically looking for. I'm just well overdue a haircut and a shave. So I'm gonna tidy myself up today. I'm gonna shave when I get home, and it's been a month since I've had a haircut, so there's that as well. And because the barber that I go to is near CEX, I figure I'd bring you guys along with me, and we can go and have a look, see if there's anything in there of note. We're also going to the tip because I've got an ungodly amount of cardboard because of the fact that I keep having things delivered. I've got a couple of things that have been delivered that I need to show you. Some interesting things, some less interesting things, all that sort of thing. And yeah, let's get to it, shall we? And if you guys haven't already, if you could drop me a subscribe, because about 47% of you, according to my analytics, haven't. And that'd be fantastic if you could, especially recently. We've been growing pretty rapidly. I've got a spot over there behind my exercise bike below the Yu-Gi-Oh cards for possibly 3 silver play buttons once all 3 of my accounts hit that 100,000. I've got 2 more if you check the description. Anyway, let's go see the dog before we go. Where's my good girl? Where's my good girl? Are you my good girl? She loves being called a good girl. Look at her tail. Are you my good girl? Don't eat that. That's my camera case. Ruby. Rubes. Ruby Rubes. Are you my good girl? John Belly Rubes. John Belly Rubes. John Belly Rubes. Oh, she does. She does. What are you doing? You can hear movement upstairs, can't you? It's because she's about to come down. Don't jump off there. Use your ramp. Use your... Stupid. We buy you all these ramps and you hardly ever use them, Ruby. Big stretch. Ruby? Look at me. Look at me. Oi, over here. Sit. Down. Ruby, look at me. Over here. Come on. It's because I haven't got a treat. She's very defiant. And it's because she knows there's movement upstairs. Ruby, we need to go for a wee. Well, you need to go for a wee so that I can go. Come on. Come on. Oh, see, now I've got a treat. Look at her. Look at her now. That door needs an oil. Look at her now. No, you're not having it. You've got to behave. Right. I would like a paw. I would like both paws. Both? Good girl. Here you go. You're very gentle. You're very gentle. Who's a good girl? Out of interest, would anybody be curious to see me smoking some meat at any point on my offset smoker? Because I'm already of the age where smoking meat's another hobby of mine. It's just probably one of the only ones that I haven't in any way attempted to monetize yet, I swear to God. Ruby, have a wee. It's definitely warm enough for t-shirts today, so that's good. No coat required. Okay, trip number 1 to the tip to get rid of some of the cardboard. But I've got another 300 quid delivery from MyProtein coming at some point today, although I'm not convinced it's coming today at this point, but there is another big ass box that is on its way here. What lane does this guy want to be in?
What do you call it? Do you call it the tip or the dump? Comment down below.
It's the tip. No one from England calls it the dump.
I've seen other people call it the dump, and I think it's so bizarre. So, what do you call it? The tip or the dump?
If somebody from England called it the dump, they can get in the bin. Like, I'm very Americanized because I live on the internet, but like, even I don't say that. All right, come on. I've just seen a bloke shadow boxing into traffic with his shirt off, bleeding from his forehead. I can't go into town without spotting. We should play crackhead bingo. Like, I've never seen that one before, but you know the other ones.
We do have some prolific crackheads.
We really do. Jesus. It's very muggy out today and we're running late. I've only got 10 minutes to get to the barbers, which is enough time. But like, the whole town's at a standstill. You can't move anywhere. Like, you look at the sat-nav and it's just various different squiggles of spaghetti red. I don't know what's going on all the time. Okay, haircut achieved. Let's go to CEX. Sounds pretty busy today, and encountered even a few more crackheads. If we were playing crackhead bingo, I think I've nearly won. Okay, into CEX we go. Now that there's no scaffolding, we can have a look what's in the window again. We've definitely made it very Halloween themed. Saw Mafia 3 Collector's Edition. Okay, into CEX we go. I keep looking at all the Pokemon and Nintendo stuff they've got, because they keep getting so much more stuff. Some Nintendo collector must have been cashing in their stuff, because look at that, the Mario in the NES Classics box was pretty cool. And once again, they just have a ton of Pokemon stuff. There's so much behind the glass at this CEX that it's crazy. Once again, to my favourite spot on the PS4, where I've recently been getting all the Final Fantasies and all that sort of thing. I'm still on the lookout for, just random Steelbooks for PS3, 4, and 5, because you just never know. It's kind of half the fun of going into a CEX like this without having a pre-plan in terms of what you're looking for is whether or not you're going to hit a Steelbook, because like today, my plan wasn't exactly go buy game. Like usually when you guys see me do a CEX haul, I know what I'm looking for before I step foot through the door. I go with purpose. Today, it was just a case of I knew I was getting my hair cut and it's up the road and I was like, let's go have a look. That Punisher game has been crawling up in price. I've been tempted by it a couple of times, but I am 100% out of space for PlayStation 2 at this point. The only PlayStation 2 stuff that I'm after now is like pretty decently rare stuff, along with a couple of games from my childhood, like that game called Sitting Ducks, where you ride a skateboard as a duck. It's a cheap game, but it's just very rare. Check this out. I feel like they've either keep getting Transformers Fall of Cybertron, or that's just not selling, because that's been there ages. They did have a few decently rare things in here, like that Godfather 2 you can see there. I think they had like a couple of versions of Saw across 360. Saw and Saw 2 are both decently expensive or difficult to get hold of games. Once again, here it's a little bit off camera, but I'm checking to see if there's any Batman Steelbooks, because they always have an assortment of Batman Arkham City. Yeah, here you go. Saw 2, Saw 1, plus the one in the window. This is their like Halloween section. Has everybody else's CEXs done this? Because mine has. Interestingly, there's that Scooby-Doo game to the right, and I do want that on PS2, but it's pretty rare. This definitely used to be a cash converters.
No, it's yellow. It's down there.
I'm telling you now, that was a cash converters.
No, that one wasn't.
That was at one point a cash converters.
Wrong. And you say I'm always wrong. I'm
No.
not being wrong. That isn't. It's that way. It's on that corner next to where the market used to be.
Right, let's go find out, shall we? I never.
Absolutely right.
Yeah, I've mentioned before that you did your dissertation on this. We never come to this part of town. I feel like we're gonna get stabbed. We're going on adventures. It smells like freshly cut grass.
I think that's called damp.
Yeah. Fun. Yeah, cash converters is on the other side of this.
Who was right there?
Me. Oh, do you know what it smells like now?
Like damp.
You know when you get off of Hex at Alton Towers and everything's a bit moisty?
Yeah, it smells like damp.
There's a few charity shops. I don't think I care enough to go into the charity shops though.
Okay.
We'll just do cash converters because you never know. What even... They must have so many squatters. Like, there's no way they don't have squatters, right? Hang on.
Into a food hall.
They've got some stuff in the window. They don't have prices on it, do they? What's that? Is that PSVR 1? PSVR 1's dirt cheap. Is it because it doesn't come with any cables? How's that work out?
Version 2 with all leads, if you use your eyes.
That is not PSVR 2. There's no way, because it's 30 quid. 39 quid, what?
What a Kindle Scribe.
What's that relative to the one you want?
Right, it's not the new one, so I wouldn't want it anyway.
No.
It's massive.
Let's go in and have a look, shall we? Get a PS5 for 250 quid, that seems pretty good. That is actually pretty cheap. What does CEX give them for? Could I trade that in CEX for profit? I don't know. We're not going that deep. Consider this possibly the first and only time you guys will ever see me in a cash converters, because it was a bit of a waste of time. They had, I guess, a few cool things. It was interesting to have a look, because it's rare that you get to like see stuff like this on the shop floor in a CEX. But like, I didn't spot anything I wanted or needed. Not even Just Cause 2. Not even Just Cause 2. That Final Fantasy game on PS5 looks cheaper though than CEX. I can actually film in here because there's no music, but like they've got a MyProtein stall, which is my sponsor, in here, and some of this looks amazing. Sadly, it's not stuff that's stocked on like MyProtein's website directly. Chicken strips? Bro, do you know how many chicken strips I could get through? This would be amazing. Imagine if I could use the voucher they give me every month for stuff on this. That'd be fantastic. Some of this looks really good. Use code Cayle on anything from MyProtein and send me screenshots to enter the giveaways, by the way. Keep us all in business. Ostrich fillet steaks. MyProtein does some interesting stuff. What exactly is a white enrobed Oreo? I've never seen this many variations of Oreos in my life. Okay, I'm home, and let's go through what we got. As you can see, bit of a strange bag today. I managed to find some things that I didn't exactly go for, but one of the things that I found has been on my list for ages and is going to save me a trip to Stoke, which is fantastic. And another one was a game I wasn't exactly trying to buy in the first place, but it was a Steelbook, a PS5 Steelbook, in fact, for less than a tenner. And I was like, I'm trying to fill my PS5 shelf, so yeah, let me show you what we got. So first of all, we got a CEX patented back scrubber, because I can't reach my back in the shower anymore. But after that, we actually got some games, I promise. We have got... What else is in there? Why is that so heavy? I only bought 2 games. I don't think that's all my stuff. Back for Blood, which I don't believe many people actually liked. I feel like it's supposed to be some sort of modern-day Left 4 Dead zombie game that didn't perform very well. That's why it's only a £5, despite the fact it's a PS5 game. But that is our Steelbook. I'll show you the Steelbook in a second. The other game that I managed to get, though, I really hope I got the correct one, was Judgment. A few weeks ago, I went to Stoke and I came back with a handful of games and I got Lost Judgment. I hope. We'll have a look in a sec. And I didn't realise at the time that this was also in the same franchise and that I needed to get both. So I've been looking, and I didn't want to go back to Stoke so soon after the last time I went to Stoke because it was, a bit of a redundant trip. But then I saw this and Lost Judgment in Stafford CEX today, and I was like, oh, okay. I just hope that I picked up the correct one. So let me go over to my PS5 shelf and double check that before we go any further. All right, where is it? Where is it? Aha! Lost Judgment. I did get the correct one. Good. Because like I said, they had both. This needs rearranging because the order of it has fallen apart. Like, it's supposed to be an alphabetic spaghetti order, but it just currently isn't. But it is starting to fill up the shelf. It won't be too long till the PS5 shelf is full, and I can't wait. I'm looking forward to that. Anyway, on to the Steelbook, because I've obtained a few Steelbooks this week. We'll go through them all in a sec. So, Back for Blood. Lovely condition. I don't see any problems with it. Maybe a little bit of a dent here and there, but I think that's actually supposed to be there. I don't think that's a dent. And again, for a £5, considering it's the same price as the base game, I love it when you're able to get Steelbooks at CEX like this. For my next delivery, the attentive among you will remember that I got this the other day, Legacy of Goku 1, original box, still with a game sticker on it. Fantastic. But I want to get Legacy of Goku 2 and Boo's Fury. I already owned the game for Legacy of Goku 2 because it was the first Dragon Ball game I ever played on Game Boy, and I've had it since I was a child. Obviously, that also means that I do not have the case for it because I didn't exactly keep any of the cases from when I was a child. Which means that I would be okay just buying the case and putting the game in it, which would potentially save me some money. I did buy a complete and boxed version of Legacy of Goku 2 for about £35, but I ended up getting a refund for that because I don't know what happened. Something went wrong with the eBay. Something went wrong with the seller's side and he ended up having to refund me. I never got the end of the story. I just paid for it, and about an hour later it said I got a refund and it was now no longer for sale. I don't know what happened, so that fell through. But I really wanted it. So in the meantime, what I did was I got this. It's a reproduction case. I'm going to be real with you. It's not real. It cost me like a tenner, something like that. Not a lot. Like I said, I have the legitimate game myself already, so I only need a case. I didn't know what the quality was going to be like, and I was like, yeah, let's go for it. Let's see what it's like. I do intend to still replace it with a real one when a real one pops up. But for the meantime, for the sake of like putting them side by side like this, we got this. And it comes with the holder on the inside for the game as well and all that sort of thing, which is pretty cool. And then finally, one last delivery is in here. This is nothing fun, nothing interesting. This is some protector sleeves for Game Boy Advance cases. My Legacy of Goku 2 that I've got there is going to go into one so that it can hold its form a little bit better until I replace it with the real one. But I also want to get complete and boxed versions of the Mega Man Battle Network games. And there's like 6 of those at a minimum. So 6 of them, 2 Dragon Ball games, that's 8. And then, what else do I want? I'm sure there was something else that I want to get in box. So I think I've got at least 10 cases here, so I've covered myself for as long as I need to be covered for. I won't bother opening it because I don't need to open them now. I might as well keep them in this until it's time to actually use them. I would say that this has been a pretty successful week of collecting. I haven't overspent like I often typically do. I've spent barely anything, but I've been able to get hold of some pretty cool stuff. We've got the Metal Gear Rising PS3 Steelbook, the Back for Blood Steelbook for PS5, and the Fallout 4 Steelbook for PS4. I'm quite happy with the amount of Steelbooks I'm getting at the minute. I really like looking at them. Sometimes I just get them off the shelf and just look at them. I don't know about you guys. Do you ever just look at your stuff? Because I do. For example, all the time when I'm looking at my games over here, I'll just come over here and look at the Yu-Gi-Oh cards because they mean a lot to me. I love looking at blue eyes. I love looking at red eyes. I love sitting here and looking at these. It's cool. But anyway, with the addition of Lost Judgment, I do believe that I now own physically every Yakuza game that got a physical release in this country anyway. I know there's a few really weird, obscure ones that weren't released here or whatever. Those are probably a little bit outside of my grasp, or at least, especially if they were released digitally only. If they were digital only, I really don't care. So, yeah. So, hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, be sure to subscribe and like the video, all that sort of thing. Let's get 1 follower per video closer to that 100,000 follower plaque, subscriber, whatever. Different words, different places. See you in a bit.